Hello and welcome to Sing Apart, Notes for Virtual Choirs. Today we'll be talking about what goes on behind the scenes in compiling a virtual choir. One of the most common misconceptions about virtual choirs is that we all log onto Zoom, push record, and sing our parts together. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. Have you ever started speaking on Zoom only to realize halfway through your sentence that someone else is also talking? Then you have that back and forth of, go ahead, no, you first. This is due to something called latency. The amount of lag you experience online is affected by things like the speed of your internet connection, the number of users in your house, and whether or not you're on Wi-Fi or using an Ethernet cable to connect to your modem. Generally, it's possible to reduce latency, but not to eliminate it. And this is a problem for music, which counts on people singing together at precisely the same time. So, how do we solve this issue? Typically, the way virtual choirs get around latency issues is to record each voice separately and then stitch all the parts together after the fact during the video editing process. So, let's review the overall process for compiling a virtual choir. We'll start with things that might typically be done by the choir director. First, you select your music. I have a video with some considerations about selecting music for virtual choirs, which I will link to in the description below. Second, build a click track. Because we can't hear each other in real time, a click track ensures that we're all singing in the same key and at the same speed. Third, send the click track, sheet music, and any specific recording instructions to the singers. Okay, now if you're a singer, what do? First, you practice your music. Second, you record your part singing along with the click track. Be sure to check out my video about some basic recording techniques for some tips on how to do this. Third, send your video recording to the person who's compiling the video. Because video files are often quite large, you might have to use a file sharing service like Google Drive or Dropbox instead of email. The video editing process may vary based on what software the editor is using. But essentially, as an editor, you're going to first line up all the audio and mix it. Let's be honest, the main point is for the choir to sound good. Second, figure out how you want to display the video. Typically, virtual choirs are arranged in some sort of grid pattern, but it can be as simple or as complex as you want. Finally, export your compiled video and share it with your choir and the world. One program that handles both audio and video relatively well is called Reaper. It is free to download and is quite a powerful tool. It doesn't quite have all the video features that I'd like though, so I typically have been mixing my audio in Reaper and then fine-tuning the video in a program called Filmora. And I'm hoping to create some more detailed tutorials about the editing process in the future. There are also some really cool apps in development that are working to reduce latency so you can sing together in real time. Others are working to simplify or automate the editing process, so even if you're recording your parts separately, you can hear the final result a lot quicker. Anyways, at first glance, compiling a virtual choir might seem like an overwhelming task, but it's definitely more manageable if you break it down into smaller, bite-sized pieces. Remember, we're all in this together, even when we're singing apart.